All right, I am calling the Village of Cross Plains Board of Trustees meeting of March 10th, 2025 to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Bratton. Trustee Brunner.
Here.
Trustee Borcar. Here. Trustee Borman.
Here.
Trustee Pomakowski.
Here.
Trustee Calvater. Here. President Lee.
Here, please stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comment. This is an opportunity for anyone to address the village board on any issue. Please observe the time limit of 3 minutes. While the village board encourages input from residents and may not discuss or act on any issue that is not duly noticed on the agenda. We have anybody? How about on computer?
Nope, I don't see anyone.
All righty. We will go to the consent agenda. Upon request of any trustee, any item may be removed from the consent agenda for separate consideration under general business. Does anybody have anything they'd like separated?
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. So moved. All right. Village report. I've got a couple items, well, actually 4. Couple things you saw today, just on the consent agenda. We made appointments for the committees, boards, and commissions. The reason I do it now is when we do, if we wait till April, it gives less than a week before some of the meetings start. So this way, staff can get their committees and boards and commissions all set up and get it out regularly. Because the election is April 1st, it kind of throws a real twist in the appointment of trustees to committees, boards, and commissions. So we follow state law that says right after the election, those people elected will become trustees of the village. So on April 2nd is when I will be sending out appointments, and it's a little different than what our ordinance says, because the ordinance says you need to have the board approval. So we'll just have to go 1 month and then the board can approve at the April meeting. There's just no way around. State statute takes it unless you guys want to have a board meeting on April 2nd just to approve those.
It didn't take effect till like the 3rd Monday or something.
Well, I thought it was right after. I thought Paul last year when I asked that said they were right after. As soon as someone's elected. You can't have someone being a trustee who isn't elected. We can check on it, but I'm pretty sure that's
I
what.
don't know for sure. That was always my understanding. It was like a couple weeks after.
You should, that thing that you do when you get sworn in as a trustee, see when that expires.
On
You
election.
know, does it expire in election?
I
Sure it does, that's.
I just asked that question last year and I was told, no, as soon as the election's over, those people are the trustees, so they should take their roles as trustees. And even if it was in the middle of the month, it wouldn't help us right? Because we're gonna have committees. So just so you know that if you wanna meet with me or talk with me about appointment, I'm open to that, and I'll certainly even buy you coffee if you want to sit down and talk about it. The other thing is, just fill you in now that municipal court, we had a little snag there. Our municipal judge had a serious medical condition. He's in rehab right now. We've got a sub judge for March, and then we're going to do our courts by Zoom, municipal court by Zoom. He feels he'll be up and ready to do it by Zoom. So that's what our plan is. So if you hear that, that's what's going on. It takes us back to kind of when the pandemic was going on. This is Doug's last board board meetings, so I wanna thank him for his 2 years of service, his input and knowledge has been very useful, so thank you very much, Doug, for your service. And then I also wanna, this is Jerry's last board meeting, I'm pretty sure. So I would wanna thank Jerry for his 31 years of service to the village. All right, that's my list, Vice President.
Mine was about Doug and Jerry, so you stole it. Good job.
I apologize.
No, you're good. But thank you both for all your years.
All right, other trustees. Doug,
So I appreciate that and looking forward to still being an active member of our community. And I think more people should run, so I'm gonna try to write a little something for the newsletter about what me and the board member does and how you contribute, how you also learn a lot about how the village operates. I think some people in top spots in the United States could learn a few things coming down here to local level. And then one important thing I wanted to mention is to please mark your calendar for April 27th. There's going to be from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Cross Plains Legion. There's going to be a spaghetti dinner and fundraiser for the Quinn and Jojo Murphy family. They had a tragic accident. It's pretty devastating. There's also shirts for sale at Park Bank to support St. Patrick's and St. Patrick's Day for the Murphys. So I've driven that road many times to volleyball tournaments back and forth. It's very sad.
yeah,
Hard enough when one family member is injured, but I have 4 injured. So I'd appreciate everyone being able to stop out and I'll do my best to mark it and help with that event. Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else, Sarah?
I just wanted to say great job to the rec department. I was just looking over their summer activity guide. My son wants to do pretty much everything on it, but I thought there were some really interesting new offerings, so I thought they did a great job. And then also, I just attended the Trout Days Planning Committee meeting, so mark that on your calendars, first weekend in May, so they are planning a lot of great things.
Anybody else? All right, Harley?
I just wanted to say thanks to everybody who attended our open house on last Tuesday, our village gathering. We got some really great input about the new building. We're looking forward to moving forward with that input. We also got a lot of responses from our online survey too. We had about 78 responses, and we had about 15 people in attendance for the actual presentation, but yeah, it was really great. And like I said, we're moving forward, so it's exciting.
Okay, village department heads, anybody? Elizabeth?
Just super quick, just a plug for, sorry, thanks Bobby. We have a candidate forum for the upcoming election on April 1st. It's next Monday night at the library, 5:30 p.m. So hopefully we'll see people there.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody else? Go ahead, Jared.
Oh, thank you. And quite frankly, I won't miss another day.
Well, thank you for being so honest. All right. Let's go to general business now. Number 1, discussion and possible action regarding approval of the 2025 village MS4 permit.
So a lot of you probably remember having this same discussion last year on MS4, so I'll just give a brief overview of what MS4 is. It's a municipal separate storm sewer system, so since you guys are so close to water body such as Black Earth Creek, you're required to have a permit. What that entails is having a stormwater management plan. There's 6 minimum criteria that you have to meet as part of that plan. You meet a lot of those criteria by being a member of MAMSWAP, which is the Madison Area Metropolitan Stormwater.
Yes, something like that.
So you meet your requirements for public education and outreach. They do a lot of that for you guys. They do a lot of that stuff in Madison. Same with public involvement and participation. They reach out to people around the Madison area and do a lot of that for you. And then there are other parts of your stormwater management plan, such as illicit discharge detection, elimination. You have requirements for construction site pollutant controls. Everyone's got to get a permit before they can do any construction in the village. And then post-construction stormwater management, your storm sewer system itself comprised of certain best management practices such as wet ponds, dry ponds, catch basins. This will help you meet your requirements for that discharge level. So it's 20% suspended solids is really the level you have to meet. So all your ponds remove sediment, all your catch basins remove sediment, and that's really the biggest goal within the MS4 permit. And then other things such as pollution prevention, you have in your stormwater management plan, that certain businesses have to meet certain criteria. And then that's really what your entire storm sewer system consists of, is all the pipes, all the catch basins, all the ponds, new and old. You have certain agreements with private BMPs, ponds, like the one at Quick Trip, that they have to maintain that to a certain level. You have some say in whether or not they do that and how often they have to do it. Then ponds you own yourselves, the same thing, you're required to clean them out on a regular basis, do inspections of them, and that all goes into your MS4 permit, and we submit it every year. It's approved. Anyone's got any questions?
Does anybody have any questions? Otherwise, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2025 village MS4 permit.
I'll second that motion.
Yeah, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right, we'll go to number 2, discussion and possible action regarding final distribution request for the well project.
I don't really have anything to say. It's just your final district request in general on all these projects is our engineering things that came after the project. There's nothing on here that had to do with construction. It was closing out the project and all those.
All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the final distribution request for the well project.
I'll second that motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. Discussion and possible action regarding 2 final disbursement requests for Brewery Road project.
Same thing. There's just 2 on here because there's 2 different fundings, one for sanitary sewer and one for water.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2 final disbursement requests for the Brewery Road project.
I'll second.
Sure.
They got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Doug?
Just make a comment that I drive that quite a bit, and I think it's a big improvement. And I think we did a good job getting feedback from the community. And I don't believe it's perfect, and I don't think everything kind of is perfect, and I think you take and you give, and I think overall it's much more user friendly, and I think I've noticed cars slowing down. And I think that's pretty much exactly what we planned to do, so I think it was very well done. And I think kind of a model for how we can do more projects.
Absolutely. All right, any other? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. All right, thank you. All right, going to number 4, lot 56 Creek Crossing at St. Francis LLC. We'll take it in 2 parts. Part A is discussion and possible action regarding specific implementation plan approval for lot 56. You guys want to come up in case there's questions?
I can just do a kind of a brief summary while they're getting settled. So this one is kind of the final stage for the specific implementation plan and the final plat for lot 56. So we previously in December, the board approved the general development plan and the preliminary plat. So that was in early December. So that was lot sizes, some modified lot sizes, setbacks, and some other flexibility to support a mix of housing types. And so this development includes 20 dwelling units, so the 10 single family homes, and then the 10 duplex lots as well. So kind of with a focus on providing varied and more affordable housing options. And so the recommendation, it was at Plan Commission last week. The recommendation is to approve the SIP and the final plat. So you'd be taking action on the final action on both of those items.
We're only doing 1 right now.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Yep. So this is for, the SIP, and then they can kind of fill you in if there's anything else I missed.
Okay, any questions on SIP? Go ahead.
I wasn't here, but was there discussion about lighting? in
Yes,
here?
and we'll be talking about that at the final plan.
Oh, okay, well then, wasn't sure what we were talking about, that was my question.
Yes, we will be talking about it, because there was a recommendation. And followed up with Jerry.
Mhm.
That's why there's, leaving them separate. All right, anything else, Doug?
You ready for a motion?
Sure.
I'll make a motion to approve the specific implementation plan for lot 56 as presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion, a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same. So move. All right, B, discussion and possible action regarding final plat approval for lot 56. At the plan commission, they approved everything, but they would like. The one thing that they came up was lighting along the road there. And their recommendation was to put a light where the sidewalk meets the road. Our ordinance says the public works director makes that call. Jerry's here, but I talked to Jerry. So what he would like is a standard street light at that intersection, if you want to call it that.
For the trail.
Yeah, where the road, yes. And he feels that that's pretty consistent with what we have in other parks. Does that answer your question, Michael?
Yeah, I was just told that there was discussion about it, and I didn't read anything in the packet concerning it. Now, there is a streetlight policy that I wrote that if that's gonna be a standard 25-foot one, it's available on the website. It says like what sort of fixture, what sort of concrete pole, et cetera, if it's going to be a standard one, like,
Yeah.
so that it matches all the other ones in the
Yes.
development, is what I'm saying.
was my intention.
Okay. Because Seth, it was Seth who's kind of mentioned to me, it was like, is there a policy? I'm like, yeah, there's a policy.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
just following up.
no, the decision to be made, the plat that you see tonight does not have a light there.
Okay.
Plan commission would like a light there. So we had to look at what the process is for that, and the ordinance says the public works director is in charge of the lighting plan. So when we make a motion to hear, it's to accept the final plat with the condition of the light. At the discussed location, or I guess we could say at the, I would call that a sidewalk or a trail. Sidewalk, okay, at the sidewalk and the street. All right. Can I have, are there any other questions on it? Otherwise, can I have a motion?
I will make the motion to approve the final plat for lot 56 with the street light installed where the sidewalk meets the street.
I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Number 5, discussion and possible action regarding land division ordinance amendment to state the minimum lot width is 50 feet unless reduced by any village zoning district or plan development zoning approval. You
Sorry
wanna
for the
try this
mouthful.
one?
Sure. So Sonia isn't here tonight, but this was kind of a cleanup ordinance amendment. We have discussed this at the village board already. So this is about minimum lot frontage. So we're making that currently it's in chapter 83, it requires the lot to have frontage on the public street of at least 50 feet. So this is allowing the village to have frontages that are under 50 feet. So it's really just a cleanup of language to make sure that we're aligning our zoning code and our land division code. So pretty simple cleanup here, just making them consistent.
Go ahead, Judy.
Remind me though, where do, it's smaller just because of that redevelopment?
That is one that we'll be having.
Yeah.
We'll be using.
But it's kind of a best practice now. Yeah.
We have a lot of houses with less than 50 feet frontage, right?
I don't think so.
No.
I
I
don't
think
think
it
so.
was until then.
Yeah, this is the first one, and where we made it. I don't wanna confuse it, it's in one of them, but it needs to be consistent with others. And the choice we made, I think it was in December, was you either have people come in with variances, or you just marry them out.
Yep,
And that way they can do it, so that's what everybody wanted to
Even
do.
along Church Street here, in some of these houses have 50 feet of frontage.
Well, I'm not gonna go and measure, all I know is the standard right now is 50 feet.
yeah, the zoning code has never allowed
Okay.
less than that, so.
You know, I can't say back in 1912.
You go out and measure if you want, I guess,
All
get
right,
permission.
do I have a motion? Or did we already do a motion? Okay,
No, we haven't yet.
all right,
I will make the motion to approve the land division ordinance amendment to chapter 83 as presented.
I'll second.
all right, a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. All right, number 6, discussion and possible action regarding approval of an updated Village of Cross Plains floodplain ordinance.
Yep.
Harley?
Another one of me. So this is the FEMA, so the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has updated their flood insurance rate maps for a portion of Dane County. So that basically just means that we all have to adopt new floodplain ordinances. So it's just required. We had to do a public hearing, so we did one last week at Plan Commission. And then today, hopefully the board will adopt the new ordinance. So it'll simply replace our current ordinance. So that is in chapter, I think it's 86, or 85, excuse me. So it would replace the language we currently have. There are no huge changes to the ordinance. The biggest change is Act 175. So I kind of included a little bit more information on that in your packets. But basically, what it does is it gives the village a little bit more approval. We just have a little bit, the village has a little bit more say in what can get replaced in a floodplain. So like if a structure was in a floodplain, for instance, and like it got destroyed. Previously, you could only repair up to like 50% of the assessed value of that. But now with this Act 175, it's up to the village to determine how much gets replaced. So we have more say in that. So that was something we could choose to add. We just thought it would be beneficial to the village to add that Act 175, but can be removed. We just put it in there. So that's the biggest change. But the recommendation, as was approved at the Plan Commission, is to approve the ordinance as presented into chapter 85.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve of an updated Village of Cross Plains floodplain ordinance.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, any discussion? Michael?
All right, I'm all fine with what's going on. I just want you to know that this ordinance probably needs to have certain things changed in it. Cause it's not an exact copy of what was out there. And I'm just saying that.
What do you mean not an exact copy?
There are places, okay, our old ordinance used to reference things like section chapter 85, 45, right?
Yeah.
For some reason in here, they decided to switch everything over to Article 4, sub 3, subsection 1, which makes the ordinance way more difficult to read, because now I have to figure out where Article 4 is and what the third chapter down is, but some of them actually don't line up. There's places where I was to just real quick was going through and I'm like, oh, this references this section. I go up and I'm like, well, that's not, this would say 8545 and it doesn't go to it goes to 8544. All I'm saying, some of the stuff
Yes.
didn't look like it lined up completely.
So we did
And I
have.
don't know why you switched it to the article thing. It's so much more difficult to read.
So they have a stock, DNR has a stock floodplain ordinance, and that's what we worked off of. And then we had Vanderwall renumber. And so what I'm thinking is a couple of those got missed in the renumbering, so.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I'll tell
Okay.
you that, because it'll say like 4.3 sub 1, and I go to what I think is 4 sub 3
Yeah.
sub 1.
Well,
and the
I
first
think
thing is
it's
actually a
probably-
letter. It's not a number, it's A, B, C, D, and I'm like, there isn't a 1 here.
I think it's probably from the stock ordinance that we're adopting and trying to renumber, so
I'm just saying.
we can
It's
renumber that.
very,
No, we can't, because we need to approve it. Here's what we're gonna do.
it's very.
Could you do it with condition?
Yeah, the
Okay.
motion, we need, the motion was made, right?
Yeah, I'm just. yeah.
So we're gonna have to do an amendment to the motion that will be, basically, it should say that we're approving this because we need to do it.
Yep.
And the amendment with condition that the reference ordinances and articles match our ordinance.
Mhm.
So what this will do is we approve it so that you can say to the DNR, we've approved it,
And
but
then
it
we'll
should
work
go
on
on our website until all those fixes are made. So. I'll make a motion to amend. The original, amendment with the wording. Condition that the ordinance and the article numbers match with the current. Ordinance, the village ordinance.
I'll second that motion.
Right, discussion.
So that's, I like that needs to be rounded up, but I would like to see the article things removed. Cause it says 4.3. That's really tough to figure out. If that's at 85.45, you can find that so much faster in this chapter rather than something that says subsection 4.3. That means I have to go up and find article 3 and count down 3 chapters, and that's the subsection inside this chapter.
Okay, Michael, what are you recommending though?
The removal of all sub-references to articles, that they all go back to chapter and sub.
Okay, well, that, to me, we don't use articles in our.
Yeah,
We don't use them anywhere else. This is the only.
Right, so
So.
Good.
the motion will cover that.
Okay, it's gonna.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay,
So
well, I
that'll
wasn't
cover
sure
that.
how it was. I was wanting to
Yes.
make sure because
Yes.
this is the only place that I've seen it done and it's very difficult.
Right, understood. So that should be all fixed then.
absolutely.
So do I have a second for that amendment? Okay, I have a second. We've got the discussion. So what we're voting on, just the amendment right now. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. All right. So now we take that, add that to the original one. So that will be all one now. And we have a motion, discussion. All in favor of the original one, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. All right. Okay. Number 7, discussion and possible action regarding approval of yard waste and meat drop off-site lease between David and Lori Yelp and the village of Cross Plain. So I actually thought we had approved this last year, but no. I was, unless it was at a staff meeting or something, I thought this was brought up
I
that,
think we talked about it.
oh, Jerry?
We discussed it at staff.
The
current contract was still in effect, so
okay.
it didn't get acted on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we were just talking about how we need to find a more permanent solution.
Yeah, okay. All right, do I have a motion?
I have a motion to approve the yard waste and leaves drop off site lease between David and Lori Yelp in the village of Cross Point.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second, any discussion?
And
Judy?
just where it says, okay, we're gonna pay the 10,000 on or before May 1st, 25.
Yep.
And this is an increase of 2,000, but it doesn't mean next year we have to keep going 2,000.
No, this is a 2-year contract. We signed a 3-year contract at $8,000 a year. This one is for 2 years at $10,000 each.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought it was 10 plus 2, so.
No.
got it. Okay.
No,
great.
no, unless I misunderstood, I'm correct, right? It was 8 going to 10. Yep.
Right, the way, yeah, okay. Never mind.
All right. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So move. All right, number 8, discussion and possible action regarding Lions Legacy Pavilion funding. How much has been spent so far? I think that's in your packet. The action we need tonight is the approval of spending the amount, the rest of the amount that we have, we said we would pay. It's 37,000 something, I can't remember the exact number.
37,557.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we give the Lions the remaining commitment of 37,557.48.
I'll second that motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second, any discussion?
Just like
Go
a
ahead,
logistical thing,
yep,
we have to reapprove this every year, even though it's already set aside in the capital fund.
yes,
Okay,
because we are really only allowed to spend the money for 1 year.
Okay, fine.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same, so moved. All right, the second part is, what we talked about is the process, the reimbursement process from the Lions Club. What was decided? Didn't we bring this up at the last meeting?
Yeah,
Yeah, yep, it's in the packet.
right, yes, so, we'll be invoicing the Lions surplus. The surplus for their portion, and then, so essentially the village will be paying all the costs, and then we'll either get reimbursement from the Lions or the grant funding. So then at the end of the day, the whole suite pays 50,000.
Okay. All right, I don't think we need a motion on that.
Just clarification.
What's that?
It was just clarification.
Yeah, right,
Yep.
that we have it locked down, yeah. All right. Number 9, discussion and possible action regarding date of the May board meeting. Harley?
Sure. Oh, you want to cover that? Okay.
Yep, so the May board meeting, like usual, is on Memorial Day. So I just kind of wanted to get our feedback, kind of where we were thinking of having that, because we need to also plan board a review, so that if we want to do the normal board review from 5 to 7 and the meeting is 7, or get board review on a different day, just kind of getting some feedback. What we're thinking for dates. And
There's no school the whole weekend.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, I'm looking at my calendar.
There is definitely school.
So I think it's just.
We actually go late this.
Okay.
We're in
So-
the second.
It just says.
Yeah, because we moved this meeting.
Yeah,
because-
for spring break, that's
Yeah.
what I was.
So technically, we would do the second meeting in May, because everybody should have their that Monday free as a spare.
Second Monday. Is the third.
No, the first is planned.
Third is-
We always, the second Mondays, though, it used to be, we used to have board meetings on the second and fourth. So we left the second open in case we needed an overflow. So we've been trying to keep board meetings on the second and fourth. But like I say, I'm open. It's just gets into really hard finding a date with all the other stuff that's going on. Cause that date's free.
Mhm.
Looks like the 12th will work fine for me.
Does that work for people? Huh? Well,
Yeah.
just, okay.
Really far away.
That's all.
Here.
Well, you're gonna be here.
Yeah, you can.
You're not up for election.
I don't know if we'll be able to make it 12 though. I don't know, it's a month and a half away. I can always-
Okay, so should we wait until we get a day before to just plan it? We gotta plan the May meeting.
priority might be good.
So if there's another date that everybody knows for sure they're open and just call it. But right now, technically, that's the date we usually meet.
Do we need a motion? Yeah, we do, don't we?
Yes, to change that. Well, because we got 2 things. First of all, we gotta find the date.
Right,
Okay, are we comfortable with May 12th?
yes.
All right, the second part of it is, do you want to do the board of review on that date? Or do you want to have a second meeting just for the board of review?
That's the,
You want
how long is the board of review again?
2
2
hours.
hours, 5 to 7.
And I have not reached out to the assessor yet, because we haven't didn't set the date, so I don't even know if that date works for them. I just was getting a feel.
Yeah.
That's what you guys want.
If I'm still here, I like doing them both on the same day.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right, there's your answer. So we'll try the 12th. We'll do it and see what happens. All right, closed session part. Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
We need a motion. Is that-
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion to go in closed session.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion, second to go into closed session. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Calvater,
Yes.
trustee Paul Mikowski,
Yes.
trustee Borman,
Yes.
trustee Brennan,
Yes.
trustee Borhart,
Yes.
president Langfeld.
Yes. All right, we're in closed session.
Okay. We're back.
We're good?
We're back.
All right, we're back into open session. Possible action regarding public facilities director appointment. Do I have a motion?
I motion to appoint Matt Cooley.
Yeah.
To the Director of Public Works. Director of Public Works here in the Village of Cross Plains.
I will second that.
All right, I'm just gonna make it so on the minutes, we're really talking about public facilities director.
Oh,
Public
then I-
works and public
apologies.
facilities. I was just saying, that's all right.
No, yeah, I, want me to amend that?
Sure, we could go through the amendment, might as well get it right.
I motion to amend the motion and appoint Matt Cooley, the Director of Public Facilities of the Village of Cross Plains.
Perfect.
Second here, none.
All right, I have a motion and a second on amendment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we're back to the original amendment, which has the wording of public facilities director. Do I have a motion? Oh, did we, yeah, we already did it. I'm sorry. So we're gonna do a roll call vote, please.
Is there any discussion?
I think we already had the discussion.
Okay.
That's what I brought it up.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
All right, roll call vote.
Trustee Calvater,
Yes.
trustee Paul Mikowski,
Yes.
trustee Borhart,
Yes.
trustee Brennan,
I will abstain.
trustee Bork.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to take a vote.
Yeah, I know. Wrong name, but, president Langfeld.
Yes. Well, congratulations to Matt, and thank you for the work you did on going through the hiring process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, any future agenda item?
No,
Okay, then,
I will make a motion to adjourn when we're ready.
there we go, we're at.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. We're out. Thank you very much.